In this lesson, we're going to talk about the text shadow property. So here I have an HTML document called index.html, and I've got a header. I'm going to add a shadow to the header. So here's how I do it. In the h1 tag in my CSS document, I'm going to type text-shadow, and what I'm going to do first is just type in 0, 0, 0, and then black. Now, what this should do is, hopefully, absolutely nothing, because I want to show you the different properties here, the different parameters for the text shadow. So let's say I change the first value to 10. The first value in the list is called the X shift. In other words, I'm going to move the shadow 10 pixels to the right. And that's exactly what happened. Notably, if I put a negative sign in the front, then what that will do is move the shadow 10 pixels to the left. So the text itself is considered the origin, 0, 0. Let's turn that back to 0. Let's go to the second value. This is the Y shift. So this tells me how far up and down I should shift it. Now you got to think a little bit differently than what you're normally used to in your algebra and pre-calculus class. Let's say I hit 10 pixels here, and I hit this. Look what happened. It went down. And that's opposite the way you normally think. Going downwards is a positive Y direction in CSS. If I want to go upwards, I have to use a negative 10. So we use a negative 10, and now that goes upwards. The last value is called the blur radius. So first, let me go ahead and change both of these values to 10, and I'm going to save. And now we see that the shadow has been pushed 10 pixels to the right and 10 pixels down, but I'm going to add in a blur radius. The higher the number, the more blurry it's going to get. So if I do a blur of 10 pixels, look what happened. It became very blurry. Let me pull the shadow back a bit. So instead I'm going to do 3 pixels and 3 pixels. So 3 pixels to the right and 3 pixels down with a 10 pixel blur radius. Now it looks a lot better. The higher the blur radius, the more blurry it's going to get. I can change the color of the shadow. That's the last parameter. And that's how text shadows work. So again, let's review. Add in some comments here. The first parameter, it works like this. The first parameter is the X shift. The second parameter is the Y shift. Then comes the blur radius. And finally, the text color. Don't separate them with commas. And that is the lesson. God bless you wherever you are today.